Okay, first off, I'm not a preacher. I don't preach. I ask questions or I say things to make you think or to search the scriptures to see how right it is. These things work for me. I just like sharing them. So I'm going to share some things with you tonight. Since it's a Christmas season, we can call it gifts. Funny thing about these gifts is they have no names on them. So it's up to you whether you want to accept it or not. You're supposed to prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. In Acts 17:11 it says to search the scriptures daily to make sure the things that you're told are true. So I suggest you don't believe a word I say, but that you look it up and you find out what it is. Again, these are not doctrinal teachings. These are things that work for me, things that I've learned, things that I've got inside me that work. I'm not a preacher and I'm not a PhD. I don't have any letters after my name. I've got a period and that's it. Okay? Just remember that the only qualifications for believing these things and having these things work for you is you've got to believe in God. That's it. You don't necessarily have to be a Christian. If you're not, you've got bigger problems than what we're going to be talking about. But remember that Rahab, the harlot in Jericho, her and her whole family were saved because they believed in the Israel's God that was taking care of them and getting them through the Jordan River on dry land and the Red Sea on dry land. So here's the first gift. In John 10:10 it says, the thief cometh not but for to kill, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And Jesus said, I am come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. So here's your first gift. Thank you, Lord, that I have life more abundantly. It doesn't mean money. It doesn't mean things. It means your health, your happiness, your family. These are the things that are important. Stuff is stuff. Trust me, I've lost everything I've had at least 3 times. It's not what's important. It's your health, it's your family, it's your loved ones. So you just repeat this over and over again until it gets in your heart. Thank you, Lord, that I have life more abundantly. And trust me, once it gets in, you'll have it. When I was an electrical apprentice, my dad said he was going to teach me how to work. So he stuck me in a ditch with a shovel to follow behind the backhoes. As they dug the ditch, I had to make sure the ground was level and make sure he wasn't going up too high or too low or whatever, and keeping straight. So one day we were coming down this hill and we had to go down the hill, and then halfway down the hill we had to turn and go down another hill. So as you made that turn, the side of the bank was leaned a little bit. It wasn't a big deal. We didn't think anything about it. And my job, down in the ditch, about 9-10 feet deep, keeping it level for this guy. Well, I had a meeting at the apprenticeship hall that afternoon, and they were real sticklers about don't be late, don't be late. So while we were coming down the hill like that, I checked my watch and noticed the time, and instead of it, because the traffic in Atlanta was like it was, I just had this urge, I got to go right now. If I don't go right now, I'll be late. So I jumped out of the ditch, told the boy I had to leave, and he said not to worry about it. He had it under control, and I left. Went to the meeting, my apprenticeship meeting. Well, the next day I come back, and I go over to the ditch, and I looked, and the ditch was all dug out. Everything looked good, so I didn't think anything about it. Till he came over and told me that before I got to my car, that whole side of the ditch caved in right where I was standing. Now the point I'm making on this particular gift is timing. You know those times when you're sitting at a red light, seems to be taking just a little bit longer than you want, and you're in a hurry, you're ready to go. Come on, light. Well, also think about the times when you're going down the road, you're in a hurry, you're moving on down that road, and somebody pulls out in front of you and just creeps along. And it drives you crazy. Well, think about this, and you can just about ask any stuntman. Two cars going 45 miles an hour hits each other at a 90-degree angle. That takes split-second timing. So think about it this way. God's adjusting your timing. He's making you sit at that red light just a couple of seconds longer so that down the road you won't be in an accident. So, second gift that I like is, if I get stuck, sometimes I get upset. I get behind people that are going slow and go, come on. And then I realize, thank you, Lord, for adjusting my timing. Because through that next red light that I might go through, the guy on the other side might be out running the light. And God has adjusted my timing to where he'll either go in front of me or behind me and he won't hit me. So think about that next time you get behind somebody. Alright, there's bad stuff coming. There's no way to put it. No other way to put it. Our economy is in a total shambles. And every day they're making sure it's worse. But that doesn't mean that you have to deal with it on the level that other people are going to be dealing with it. I remember in the 70s and 80s and in the 90s they said we had a recession. I don't remember them. And it's not that I didn't feel the brunt of it, because there were times when I didn't have work to do and so forth. But even in the 80s when it was so bad, work was so bad, I lost a house and 2 cars. But I guarantee you my family was always fed and we always had a roof over our heads in one form or another. And the point that I'm making is, even though times are bad, God's going to take care of you if you believe in him. And those are some of the richest times of my life, was during that time in the 80s. But it's where your head is in God. Trust in the Lord and do good, so thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. So your next gift is, thank you, Lord, that you promised I'll be fed. He promised that. He holds his word above everything else. And he holds his name above it too. So, if God said it, that's it. He said that my word will not come back void. He put it out there. All you got to do is find it and claim it. It says, delight thyself, of Psalm 37:4, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. That don't mean he's going to give you that big screen TV you want. That's your desire. It says he will give you the desires. He will put inside you what it is that he wants you to have. And that will direct you towards that thing, and he will make it happen. So the next gift is, God gives me the desires of my heart. Say it. Say these things over and over and over again until they get inside you. And then it'll just be second nature. And you'll be speaking what God has promised you. And I'm not saying name it and claim it. I'm saying he promised it. You got to just accept it. It's a gift. He says in Psalm 37:9, for evildoers shall be cut off, and those that wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth. So thank you, Lord, that the evil ones will be cut off. They're not going to get away with their stuff. It's as simple as it gets. Even in the end of the Bible, you'll find out they don't get away with it. Psalms 33:11, but the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. So you just say over and over again, I live in the abundance of peace because I delight myself in the Lord. say these things, you speak these things. Look at my original video concerning words. I'm telling you about words. These are the words you should be saying. These are the words I say. My life's pretty good right now. And I know there's hard times coming, but I'm not expecting it to be worse or really bad. But the point is, I know I'll be protected. I know I'll have food. I know I'll have a roof of some sort over my head. I will have my help.